Barack Obama, Obama's earned his citizenship, even though 3 proofs, and even he admitted that was the third proof that he wasn't from America. But no, I'm not sure about jail for a few years or something, or I'm not sure about prison for Barack. But there's there's other Democrats, including George Soros, who's, I'm not sure if he had a transplant, but he shouldn't want one. But in Hungary, he had a heart attack, and they revived him at a hospital. But George Soros was actually in Germany, and he was a Jew, and he betrayed the Jews, and he got rich from the Nazis. And then later in his life, he moved to New York, and then he went to Hungary for a meeting, and then he had a heart stroke or something, and then he was in a hospital, and they revived him. But hopefully he doesn't have a transplant, or hopefully he didn't get one, because quite frankly, George Soros deserved to die that day, but he didn't die. He's a fascist, and if he's not a fascist anymore, if he's not, and if he somehow regrets, but he needs to say that he needs to go to prison. And they need to charge him, because they've been charging like 90-year-olds, charging with crimes, 90-year-old Nazis, 80-year-old Nazis in their 80s and 90s, but not George Soros. And he might be in his 80s. I don't think 90s, but he deserved to die that day, but he didn't die that day. But I'm like, he went to Hungary? He's not Catholic. I don't forgive that bastard, because I don't believe in sympathy, because this one guy tried to illegally buy a copyright that was art that I had already copyrighted, or that these two companies already copyrighted for me years ago, and even if it has a few sales, maybe that's great, because the more sales is probably certain people get corrupt and they want to keep your money, so they wouldn't, if they did an album on iTunes and Amazon, that they might want to keep the album sales from a band, and they might not want to pay an artist, because a recording artist, because they want to keep the money. Like, they might pay you one time. And because I tried promoting my books, and I tried promoting my catalog of books, but where's the sales? And this guy, I think, tried to follow me on Twitter, and I was like, the CEO, and I was like, well, send me another check then, because they've sold more, right? So I'm just wondering, whatever.